So today I'm doing a tutorial for how to make a skirt. This is one that I made previously, obviously. Couple of things are going to be slightly different, and I'm going to explain those to you during this stream. Okay, so the method that I use to start off the waistband, I call the alternate starting method. I don't use traditional chains because for me the stitches end up too tight, and I have a hard time getting the hook into the loops because I am visually impaired. So yeah, my anxiety's going up through the roof because I don't do this very often or very much. So please bear with me today, guys. Okay, so you start off with the slip knot. That tails. Yep. So what you want to do with the alternate starting method is you need a long tail, which you're going to be using as part of the alternate starting method chain, as well as the working yarn. So you need a tail that's roughly about this long, because that way you'll have enough to crochet over it as well to secure it and to join the ends together. So anyway, you make a slip knot to start off with. Now what I do is I have the working yarn at the top and the tail at the bottom. Hello, exotic kitty. Yep. Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. I'm just really nervous. So those guys watching this on YouTube, that will be watching this on YouTube when I eventually post this on there, I am also streaming this live on Twitch. So I thought, well, instead of doing the same video twice, I'm going to, both video on my phone and, yeah. Thanks. Okay, so, so you start off with slip knot, working yarn on top, tail on the bottom. What I do is I hold it so that the working yarn is between these two fingers here, so in here, and then the tail you hold between this finger here and your thumb, so like that. And now what I do for the alternate starting method is I wrap the tail end from facing you to away from you, and then the working yarn from away from you towards you. So effectively it's like a crisscross. And now what I do is I pull that working yarn loop through and under the other two, and you've just made your first stitch. So I'm going to just make another 7 more of these. So working tail yarn from my side over the hook so that it's away from me, and now the working yarn from the side that's away from me over the hook towards me. And now I pull through that working yarn loop through the other two. So now I've made 2 stitches. Again, tail from the side that's towards you over the hook so that's away from you. Working yarn from behind the hook, so the side facing away from you, over the hook towards you. And then you pull that working yarn loop through the other two. And you just repeat that process until you have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you're doing a kid-size skirt or a skirt for a baby, you won't need to have it this big, so 6 stitches in that situation would suffice. So now what you do is you wrap both strands around the hook and pull through. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the tail is out the back and out the way, because you don't want to crochet over it. Not at this point. So anyway, that's the starting row finished, and that's how it looks. You see how the holes, I'm going to do it to my phone first. See how the holes are so clear and easy to see? That's why I like using this method. Okay, so now that that's out of the way and done with, arguably one of the hardest parts of this, I always do a plain single crochet row as the first row for 2 reasons. It makes starting off the pattern easier, and it also makes joining the ends together as well easier as well. So anyway, if you don't know how to do single crochet, I do use US terminology, so if you don't understand any of it, Google it, because otherwise this video is going to be hours long. Okay, alright. And I have things that I've got to do today as well. So, anyway, row of single crochet. 2, 3, 4, whoops, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you chain 1. Just quickly before I go on, I'm going to show you how that part of it looks on a slightly lighter coloured yarn. So I don't know how well you can see it, but that's where the join is. See, that's where it is right there. And it's barely noticeable. Okay, so this next row we start the pattern. Now, I don't do just a plain single crochet, half double crochet or double crochet stitch for the waistband because, well, stretch factor, number 1, and number 2, stitches don't look good when they're stretched. Whereas if it's in a slight pattern, it slightly hides it. So the pattern that I use, I don't know what it's called, but you alternate between doing a half double crochet and slip stitch. And what you do is you start and end each row with a single crochet to make starting and ending the pattern easier. So that's what I'm going to do this row. So first stitch, you do a single crochet. Next stitch, you do a half double crochet. Next stitch, you do a slip stitch. Then you do another half double crochet. Then you do another slip stitch. Then you do another half double crochet. And now you do another slip stitch. And now you finish off with a single crochet. And now you chain one. And you turn your work. And basically the beauty of doing it as an even number of stitches is every row is the same for the duration of the pattern. You start with a half double, you finish with the slip. So again, you start off with the single crochet. You half double crochet where you slip stitched in the previous row. Then you slip stitch where you half double crocheted in the previous row. Half double crochet into the slip stitch from the previous row. Slip stitch into the half double crochet from the previous row. And you just keep on repeating the process until you have one stitch left. And now you single crochet into that last stitch, chain one, and turn. Now, this waistband isn't going to be very long on this sample because I do want to try and get this tutorial done in under an hour. So, yeah. If you don't understand the pattern at this point, I suggest that you re-watch this stream after it's finished or watch the YouTube video for those of you watching on Twitch. Okay, if I can get it up onto YouTube as well, that's the other thing. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more rows. Now, if you're worried about the stretch being too much of an issue, there is an alternative to doing a waistband like this. And I'll talk about that probably at the end of this video. Half double crochet. Slip stitch, half double, slip, Yeah, Exotic Kitty, Streamlabs doesn't show emotes. Chain 1. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yep. Thank you for that, Exotic Kitty. Yeah, I don't know much about Streamlabs. I only know the absolute bare minimum basics. I'm just grateful that it's working. So I can stream still on my iPhone and iPad. That's alright. Oh, lovely. Okay, just a couple more rows. Thankfully, when it comes to the skirt part, I only need to show you the first 3 rows, so that won't take too long. I've got a phone call to make, and then I'm meeting someone to buy a watch from them off of Facebook Marketplace. And I would like to try and get a load of washing done at some point as well. Yeah, it's meant to be a really nice day today. As you can probably see, the sun's shining through the kitchen window at the moment. I've got the curtains closed because if I had them open, basically I wouldn't be able to see anything. Not that I can see much as it is anyway. Sleep. Yeah. Half double. Sleep. Single crochet. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay. So once you've got the waistband to the circumference that you want it, keep in mind though that if you do decide to do the waistband this way, you want to make it about that much shorter. than the actual length that you plan on making it, especially if it's for an adult. For a child's skirt, I'd say probably around that much shorter, just because of stretch factor. Yeah. And also, so that's why when it comes to joining, hang on, let's not get ahead of us, shall we? So yeah, this next row is just a plain row of single crochet, because it's the last row for me on this sample. But for you, what you would do is you would keep on making it until it's long enough to go around your waist, so the narrowest part of your torso. And yeah, as I said, you want to make it a couple of inches shorter than that, because of stretch. So yeah. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so I've just finished the last row of my little sample, my teeny tiny sample. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to chain one, but you want to make this loop really big for now, and that will become apparent as to why soon enough. Now what you want to do is you want to join the start and ends of this, of your starting row together. Now obviously it would usually be a lot longer, so you'd have a lot more fabric to deal with, but because this is just a demonstration, that's why I've done it so short, because otherwise I'd be here all day showing you how to do this. Okay, so I just use my hook to do this. Actually, you know what? I think I've got a darning needle around here somewhere. So when you do the join, to join the start and end of the waistband together, you don't want to do it too tight, because you may need to frog it back and undo it back and make it shorter if you need to, because yeah, there's a 90% chance that you won't need to make it longer, but you more than likely will need to make it shorter. So yeah, anyway, enough of me blathering on. So yeah, I just sew the two ends together. I don't know what this sewing method's called. I'm no lingo expert. And yes, I probably should have made this a little bit longer, but And it's actually a good thing that I made this tail the length that I did. Okay, so I've got one hole left. On that side and on that side. Okay. Whew. Alright, so that's done. I now just pull it to take out any slack. But then again, you don't need to pull it that tight because otherwise, yeah, the yarn will get stuck. Okay, alright, so now this is the reason why you want to do that, that chain so loose. Now what you need to do is you need to undo that chain stitch and put your hook back into it. Now what you want to do, this is how I go about securing the end. What I do is I fold the tail in half so that it's laying across the hook with the loop there. And now you wrap the yarn around the hook like you usually would for a chain and pull it through. And then you just pull it in slightly to reduce the size of the stitch to a normal size. And now this loop and this tail, what you do is you thread that tail through that loop and pull it firm. And there you go. Alright, so now we are ready to start stitching. So what you need to do is you need to find the first loop to the left of the join. Hi, welcome to the stream. I didn't see your texts before. I was focusing on my crochet. I am visually impaired, and the text size, unfortunately, in Streamlabs is extremely small. Today I'm crocheting a skirt, and I'm doing a tutorial. And this is a practice, well, this is one that I've made previously. And yeah, we're just finishing up the waistband. And yeah, as you can see, it's a very, very small waistband. That's just because, number one, this is a tutorial piece, so I don't need to make it huge. Because otherwise I'd be here for days doing it. Yeah, you definitely need to rest, Exotic Kitty. Okay, so once you've found that first stitch to the left of the join, you insert your hook into the very top stitch of that very first row there, and you do a single crochet into that stitch. And now what you want to do is you want to do a single crochet into each stitch around the edge. And when you're finished, you need to have an even number of stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'Well, I hope you're having a lovely day, G. Arnold VO, I think it says. I hope I got your name right. I've got to admit, I'm a little bit nervous about Guys, am I still live? Can you guys still see me? Oh, thank goodness for that. So the stream's still working, guys? Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, I have had some issues with Twitch, and also with my internet service provider, because my max upload speed is only 2 megabits per second. And yeah, it's not very good. But unfortunately, I'm locked into this god-awful contract until the 20th of April next year. Alright, so I'll do a quick stitch count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome, I got it right. Yay! I always celebrate when I get the stitch count right. Okay, so now we have finished that first base row, I like to call it. So what I do now is I slip stitch into that first stitch, and now we do the base row of the skirt. Now, this is where I do something different to what was in that sample skirt. And this is the way that I did it with my big skirt that I'm making for myself. I'm going to pick it up so that you guys can see it. Oh, nice. Oh, lovely. Awesome. Feel free to send me a link to her channel through a whisper, and I will check her out. Okay, guys, so this is the skirt that I'm making for myself at the moment. And with this one here, I've done the foundation row for the chevrons different, and it is so much better than what it used to be. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh no, oh crap. Oh, thank you. Oh, awesome. So yeah, that's how one chevron chevron looks on the base layer on this. And that's because I'm using every single stitch in the row as opposed to every second stitch. So that's how it looks like there. Yeah, I'm anxious about my darn connection. And that's how it looks over here with the previous versions. You see how there's gaps either side? Oh no. But yeah, the other thing that I'm doing differently as well is this skirt here, there's 4 stitches on each upslope and downslope. On my big skirt, on my humongous skirt, there's 5 stitches on each upslope and downslope. And, oh crap, I forgot to show those on the YouTube video that I'm doing as well. Just gotta grab any one that I can find. Yep, there we go. So that's what one of the chevrons looks like on the method that I'm doing today. Okay, so anyway, let's get stuck into this, shall we? Because I've already been on for nearly 45 minutes. Okay, so what you do is you chain 1. That counts as single crochet for this upslope. And then into that same stitch where you did the slip stitch, you do a half double crochet, and then you do 3 double crochets. One, 2, 3. And now you chain 1 because you are at the peak of the chevron. Now into the next stitch, you want to do the down slope, so coming back down. So you start off with 3 double crochets into this stitch. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for dropping into the stream. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you stop by next stream when I'll be working on my big skirt again. And thank you so much again for dropping by and lurking. I really do appreciate it. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll do a half double crochet. Come on. And now a single crochet to finish it. So that's one chevron finished. Yay! There we go. Yeah, do take care and be safe on your walk with your pup. Okay, so now we are on to the second chevron, or the next chevron. We start off with a single crochet, and now we do a half double crochet, and now we do 3 double crochets. Two, three, and now we chain 1, and then into the next stitch we do the down slope again. So that's 3 double crochet, 2, 3, half double crochet, and now a single crochet. And now the next one, single crochet, half double crochet, three doubles, chain 1. Sorry about my sinuses, guys. And now for the down slope, so 3 doubles, half double crochet, a single. So I've got, I think, 2 left in this sample. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so single crochet, half double crochet, 1, 2, 3 doubles, chain, 1, 2, 3, half double, single. Now the next one, single, half double, 3 doubles, 1, 2, 3, chain, 1, 2, 3, half double, single. So just keep on repeating that process all the way around. If you find that you're a stitch short, don't worry. You just have to do a full upslope and downslope in one stitch, and that'll fix it. So anyway, that's the end of the foundation row of the chevrons. Now we get into the regular rows where you just do the same over and over and over and over and over and over again until it's the length that you want it to be. So what you do now is you slip stitch into the first stitch of the row, and it can be a little bit hard to find this one because it's a single crochet and there's so many stitches there in close proximity. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And now what you need to do is you need to slip stitch into the next stitch. And now what you do is you chain 2. 1, 2. That counts as the first double crochet of the upslope and the row. So now what you do is you do a double crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet into the next stitch. So that's 3 double crochets there so far for the upslope. And now into this peak, which is what I call it, where you did the chain stitch. What you want to do is you want to do 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and do another 2 double crochet. And now you're going back down the other side of the chevron, down towards the valley. So what you want to do here is you want to do a double crochet into that stitch there, not into there, so into there, into there, not there. I hope like heck that everyone can see this. Okay, so that's 3 for the downslope, 4, 5. So yeah, you just double crochet into the 3 stitches on the downslope. So that's how it should look. See? And now you've reached your first valley. So what you do is you skip 3 stitches. Oh, I'm getting a bit stiff from sitting here for so long. 1, 2, 3. Or what I tend to do is I count down from the peak, because that's slightly easier for me to see. So what you do is you find the next peak and you count down. So 1, 2, 3. And so it's into that stitch there, you do the first double crochet of the next up slope. And now you do the double crochet into the next 2 stitches to continue up the slope. And now again in the peak, you do 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Two, chain 1. Two. Now you go down the slope again. So that's 3, 4, 5. And then again for the next valley, what I do is I count down again from the next peak. So 1, 2, 3. And I do the double crochet into there. And now the next peak. 1, 2, chain 1. One, 2. Now 3 more double crochets down the other side. Remember, 1 into each stitch. 1, 2, 3. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, but I can't read your name because the font is so small in Streamlabs. I hope you're doing well today. I'm working on a chevron skirt tutorial. No. I can see how you could think that. But no, I don't have a husband or a partner. No, the reason why it's so small is because this is just a tutorial stream. Because if I was to make it any longer than this or any bigger than this, it'd take me a lot longer, and I've already been doing this now for nearly an hour. But this is kind of how it would look, realistically speaking. But yeah, so now we're at the next valley, so we count down from the next peak. So 1, 2, 3. And now we do the first double crochet there. And now we double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Yeah, no. This is just purely a tutorial piece. Once it's finished, it's going to be undone so that the yarn can be used for something else. Good question, Exotic Kitty. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So now we've gotten to the next peak. We do the same pattern as the other peaks. So we'll do 2 double crochet. Chain 1. 1. 2. And now we are going down the other side of the peak. And now we count down from the next peak. 1, 2, 3. We do a double crochet there. And we'll do 2 more to finish off that side part. And now in the peak we do another 2 double crochet. Chain 1. 2. Now we do 3 double crochet down the side of the peak to finish this side. 2, 3. And so basically just keep on repeating that process until you finish the row, until you come to the end of the row. And that's how it should be. Those 2 there are the starting chain for the row, or the first double crochet, replacing the first double crochet. And so now what you want to do to start the next row, I'm not going to do the full row because I'd just be repeating myself. And so what I'll do is I'll just do it up to the next peak just to show you how you start the next row and each row thereafter. So what you do is you slip stitch into the first loop at the top. So I'll take that out again so that I can show you slightly better. So that loop there is where you want to do it into, but obviously under both loops. There we go. So that stitch there is where you want to do it into. So you slip stitch into there, and now you slip stitch into the top of the next stitch, so that you are 3 stitches away from the peak, and you chain 2, and you do 2 double crochet, 1 into each stitch, and now into the peak you do your usual 2 double crochet, chain 1, two double crochet, and you basically keep on going as per the previous row until the skirt reaches your desired length. And then what you do then, I'll just frog it back so that I can show you. Undo it back so that I can show you. So when you're on the last row of your skirt, you slip stitch into that stitch as per normal. Bring through the loop, obviously. Yep. Now you cut the yarn, leaving a sufficiently long enough tail. I don't have any scissors nearby, so I'm just using this knife instead. Oops. There we go. So now you have your tail, and you just wrap it around the hook, pull it through, pull firm to secure it, and then you just darn it in. And yeah, you have a skirt. Now, as I said earlier in the stream, in the video, there is an alternative way to starting off the skirt if you are super duper worried about stretch, and that is to use the alternate starting method that I showed you at the very beginning of this stream as the foundation for the waistband for the skirt. And then you do the row of single crochet around. You do the slip stitch to join, and then you do the row of single crochet around just to add a bit of a base to it. And then, yeah, you just keep on going as per normal. So, here's a little something that I made at 2 o'clock this morning, just to show you how it would look, including the first row, the first base row of the chevrons. Oh, so yeah, here we go. That's how it would look using that method. But yeah, doing it this way, you do need to make sure that it's the exact length that you want the waistband to be, because you don't have to worry about stretch factor quite so much. Yeah. I know, it's nuts. Alright guys, those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it's been useful. I hope you've been able to understand my instructions, that you've been able to see well enough what I've been doing. This is my first time doing a YouTube video, And if you have any questions or feedback or whatever, please drop them in the comments below. Alright, if you want to see me do more crochet, I will put a link to my Twitch channel in the description as well, so that you can follow me there. In any case, my display name's the same anyway, so you can just look me up, Crochet Lover 84, and I only post going live updates on Twitter, which now known ridiculously as X, for some ridiculous reason. And yeah, so you'll be able to find out when I'm going live there. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you around. Bye for now.